Hello everybody, we are Sorted Food and this is Fridge Cam.
Now if you're looking for desserts and you think you might stumble, I'm going to say this once so I won't mumble. Let's not grumble, let's look at crumble.
3 ways.
3 ways. Oh,
Very good,
that was a bit of a fumble, wasn't it?
Welcome to the aftertaste, and I'm going to show you 3 different fruit crumbles that all use the same basic crumble mix with variations added on afterwards. The first one is going to be apple and blackberry crumble with a walnut and shortbread topping. So, like all of our crumbles, we've got equal butter and flour rubbed together until you've got what looks like fine breadcrumbs. We're going to sweeten it with a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, and then each crumble gets mixed up by crumbling in biscuit of choice. Into this one, shortbread biscuits. So these are basically the same ingredients that are already in here, but they're already baked, which gives you another texture when the crumble gets cooked off. And on the topic of texture, plus an added flavour, the bitterness of walnuts. I'm going to roughly chop those. This particular crumble, quite classic with the shortbread and walnut, is perfect to add to stewed apples and blackberries. Like all of our crumbles, this will need 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes until the fruit is bubbling, the crumble is crumbly, and you might want to make sure there's a tray underneath in case any fruit juices bubble over. Crumble number 2 begins the same, butter rubbed into flour, sweetened with a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar. But this time, the biscuit is a nice oaty hobnob. Crumble those in, and the nuts, pistachio nuts. Chop them up and mix them through. The toasted oat and honey flavour from the hobnobs and the flecks of pistachio will pair perfectly with our rhubarb and raspberry. In this case, stewed rhubarb, but leave the raspberries whole because they will stew in the time it takes for the crumble to cook. Same as last time, about 15 minutes at 180. Crumble number 3, it's no surprise it starts the same way. Butter into flour, sugar into both, and then we're going to mix it up with biscuit of choice. This time, white chocolate covered fingers and desiccated coconut gives it a really luxurious tropical feel, and that'll pair with our tropical fruit. In this case, tinned pineapple and peach. Peach isn't very tropical, but it's delicious and it comes out of a tin. It's worth pointing out while those crumbles bake off that any crumble you have left over will keep in an airtight container in the fridge for a week or so, ready to use whenever you want, or you can scatter it onto a baking tray and bake it off without the fruit. And then you can crumble it over things like ice cream or yogurt as a quick midweek dessert. See what crumble recipes you can come up with, and don't forget to share them in the comments down below. Oh, and while you're on Sorted Food, have a search for other crumbles.
Your mum probably makes really good crumbles, so that would be a fantastic addition to her recipe book.
It would, it really would be. Talking about adding things to your repertoire, how about adding some new skills?
Nicely done. You may have seen that we've been working with the guys at Workshop, and they've created a whole load of videos to show you how to up your skills in the kitchen. So make sure you go and check them out. All the details are downstairs.
We will see you very soon.
We will.
Goodbye.
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 Click on the left if you missed our last video, or click on the right video for one of our favourites.